it out. So the idea of having no religious freedom is Jewish. And that's true. I can't think of an example of religious freedom being suppressed by any other culture in history, other than a culture that is completely subsumed by a sect of Judaism. So Christianity is a sect of Judaism, Mormonism is a sect of Christianity, and so on. And
okay, so it's a Judaism world-dominating conspiracy then. Judaism inherently is about conquering the world. He agrees with that. He goes, well, every religion does that, but that's the religion that's with us today. Mm-hmm. And whatever other religion, and I'm not so sure it was every other religion did that. He even argues in this point that all the other polytheist religions are more tolerant of other gods, where monotheism, the jealous God of Israel, Yahweh, isn't. So that is...
Yeah, we can't make an equivalency with other cults unless they also see another religion as superior, or they have reverence for another group. These Noahide sects, Christianity, Mormonism, etc., for them to have reverence for Judaism is so unique. I can't think of another religion that sees another group of people as
chosen.
Salvation is from the Jews, Jesus says.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the Odin believers thinking that oh yeah, Wotan from...
That's what I always say. Thor and Odin never told me that Jews were chosen.
Yeah. And so that's why the word psyop is deserved, is because we actually have, it's a subservient offshoot, as you say.
So just so you guys know, we're going to read the rest of this. It's a TikTok of Richard Carrier on Myth Vision. So we'll back it up here a second. You want to keep doing the subtitles? Okay. I don't know why. This is terrible that it's so quiet.
So Christianity is a sect of Judaism. Mormonism is a sect of Christianity. And so Mormonism is just a sect of Judaism. So is Islam, possibly originating from the Torah observant Jews from Syria at the time. So they're all back to the Old Testament and the Jewish concept of suppressing freedom of speech and religion. And that's fundamentally in the Bible. So what he's saying is this idea of restricting religious freedom comes from them. Mm-hmm. And when we look at it...
So I guess it isn't every other religion that does that, sorry.
And the other thing that's important is, and you've made this point before in the past, is there's a list of persecutions and whatnot and things that happen to the practitioners of Judaism in Europe, but compare that to what happened to the actual European pagans. What did the European Christians do to their fellow man who believed in other gods? Totally deracinated them, killed them, forced them to convert. And what did they do to the practitioners of Judaism? They get their own little section of their village. Yeah, every now and then they have to, I'm not going to list all of the different times that they...
They said they can't intermarry, but that's also what they teach in Judaism anyway.
Yeah.
So that doesn't even contradict that.
And a lot of these sort of aberrations of sort of peasant revolts in the Rhineland and all of these times where, they saw that they were dumping kids in the river and they every time they do one of these persecutions or purges, there's some sort of crime accusation. Now, they say that these crimes didn't exist, but regardless, they always have to have a justification for this violence, whereas pagans, it's just no, it doesn't matter what you did. We're going to destroy your artifacts. We're going to kill you or force you to convert. And so we can clearly state that Christianity is irrationally tolerant of Judaism and irrationally intolerant of everything else. And so, the Jews could have lost control over Christianity, but it still acted as designed. It doesn't matter whether every single member was a Gentile, they still went according to that design.
And let's just assume they did completely lose control of it. It's still the messianic meme that Paul tried to theologically conquer the Gentiles. And even if it just didn't work and it completely died out, I would still say that was his goal. And you can't deny it. He wouldn't deny that that's what the goal was, theological conquest.
Yeah.
People try to straw man it all the time. Christians always do this. They go, you think that they plotted every little detail and it's a 2,000-year plan. No, I'm not saying that at all.
No. They planted a seed. They're not responsible for the shape of the tree, but the design was that the design actually worked. It seems to have done very